It's time to go in depth now this Thursday, and some of you are still working on that Christmas shopping, and a lot of that is happening online. And while you're out clicking around and looking for items to drop into your digital shopping cart, are you taking time to make sure that you're safe about doing it? What about those occasional problems that you have with your online order? For more of the details on how to handle all this, I sat down with Chargebacks 911 COO Monica Eaton-Cardone. And joining me now to talk about all aspects of safety and security online is Monica Eaton-Cardone. Monica, welcome. Good to have you with us here.
Thank you for having me.
And I know you have a company based in Clearwater. You're the co-founder of Chargebacks 911, and this actually protects the merchant, but in the process you've learned a lot about how to protect the consumer. Tell me a little bit about your company.
Absolutely. So what we do in a nutshell is we help merchants identify the source of chargebacks, which are transaction disputes. So let's say that you bought a product from an online store, and instead of contacting the merchant or the retailer to get a refund, you contacted your bank. That results as a chargeback, and the merchant would hire us to take care of all of their chargebacks and help them reduce them ultimately.
So there could be something legitimate that I need to get my money back for, but then you also find in your line of work there are plenty of times it's not legitimate.
Yes, and our goal, of course, is prevention. We ultimately, just like any negative attribute, you want to be able to prevent it from happening in the first place. So to do so, we help the merchant identify things that they may be doing wrong that could be creating chargebacks, and we also help them re-educate their customers so that we can reduce chargebacks that are innocently filed as well. Like, for instance, maybe the merchant sells subscriptions and the customer is not intending to file a chargeback, but they didn't know that they can contact the merchant very easily through an online chat even and cancel a subscription, or they could cancel through an email, but it doesn't have to be a long, arduous process. In helping to re-educate these cardholders or these consumers, then we can reduce the increase of chargebacks across the board.
And so many people right now, last minute, it's almost too late, but they're online with their online shopping. And, you know, I was looking at a statistic that back in 2002, it was 2 out of every 10 plan to do their holiday shopping online. This year, it's 8 out of every 10. We all do it now.
Yes.
And that means we're opening ourselves to a little bit of vulnerability there. What sort of things do you see in your line of work?
For consumers, a lot of us, of course, we are enticed by the instant satisfaction, instant gratification, and in today, well, especially in the next few days, instant delivery.
Right.
And so, you know, one of the things that consumers can get lured into is, you know, attaching to or actually believing in a deal that is too good to be true. Mm-hmm. You know, actually, maybe they're getting an email that is sent to them, and they click on the email, and it's actually a fraudulent company. One of the things that customers need to do is they need to pay attention to where they're entering their credit card. Don't enter your credit card into a site that is not secure. You can look at HTTPS, and that should say that the site is secure. Also, make sure if you're buying a product on one site that it doesn't go to different sites when you're ready to check out. Changing passwords. You know, this is another thing, and I know there's tons of reminders about consistently changing passwords, but even with all of the emphasis on this activity, we still don't do it often enough. If you're spending a lot of time online, definitely spend equal amounts of time making sure that you've really buttoned up all of the security around your credit cards. And then probably another thing is just making sure that all of the purchases that you bought are legit. Instead of waiting for your credit card company to contact you when they've been notified of fraud, which, let's face it, a lot of us have gotten kind of lazy because our banks are doing a better job than ever.
They are. They've been forced to.
Yes, yes. But that shouldn't relieve us 100% of our responsibility in paying attention to these things. So looking at your statement, when you have more and more spending going on, it's a great idea also to take a look at okay, what actually posted to my credit card statement? Because if you did have a case of fraud, then catching it as soon as possible is definitely the best way to prevent it from continuing.
Since you work with primarily with the merchants, for people who are going to have some issues, maybe just very legitimate issues, this didn't work the way it said it would, or it doesn't look the way it said it would, how do you try to rectify that through the company without having to first do the chargeback and then maybe get caught up in a whole ball of wax? You just want to fix the problem directly with the merchant.
Well, we try, when it comes to online, and this is one of the biggest challenges with the retail environment, that an online environment operates totally different. There's no such thing as standard policies for customer service. So you have the customer is always right mentality, and if you bought a product, for instance, at a department store, then you're not going to consider saying that the product wasn't right and calling your bank. You're going to go to the store between the hours of 9 and 5, wait to talk to customer service, stand in line, and go through the whole process. When it comes to online, merchants need to recognize they are actually in competition with their customers' banks. So if you cannot have an efficient, fast, effective solution, then you're not going to be able to have good customer service. And the bar is very high, and it continues to get higher. And what customers want continues to change as well. So you have to evolve according to not only consumers' habits, but their behavior, their demands, and this is a very rapidly changing environment. For example, a few years ago, we would have never thought of ordering something online and expecting delivery in a matter of hours.
Oh, I know. The drone delivery and everything else now, it's like, space age, we're here.
And today I find even myself, I get so upset when I'm expecting something the very next day and it didn't deliver. And I'm actually getting angry about it.
We have high expectations now,
yes,
don't we?
we've gotten spoiled. But for merchants, we need to recognize, there's pros and cons. First, we're able to answer customers' needs very effectively, and that is driving an online environment that's growing, which is great news for merchants. We just need to adapt and be willing to evolve to continue to change some of our policies so that it's a consistent balance of revenue and management.
Well, adapting and evolving certainly fits the online retail business because, man, has it changed quickly over the years. Monica, we appreciate it. I know a lot of people are going to be online shopping, so good tips for the holiday, even the returns. Thank you very much.
Thank you.